What a day for the stock market today, guys. Finally, we're getting a string of green days in a row here. It's currently about 3:20 p.m. on the East Coast. We have the Russell up 2.4%. The Nasdaq's now up over 3%. The S&P's up 2.1%. As we have the good old Dow Jones up 1.4%, and the VIX has come down a good chunk. Let me pull it up, guys. VIX is now down 6.6%. We went from the mid to high 30s. Now we're back into the mid 20s. And you guys can see on the VIX here, and by the way, we're going to break down a lot in this video, so if you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content, and let's just get into it, starting off here with the VIX. We're also going to break down stocks, charts, all that good stuff, my thoughts on the market. So what I'm seeing here on the VIX is, again, it's in the mid-20s, and it's down. It's come down 6%, almost 7%. On the day thus far. And mind you, we do have 40 minutes left in the session. It is currently it's the majority of the day has played out, but it's now 3:20 p.m. on the East Coast, guys. So look, we are now at a multi-week support here on the VIX, if you will, right around 25, mid-20s. So if we collapse under here, I could see the VIX coming down to about 20, 21. Maybe obviously at that point, the rally will continue. So notice how, and we kind of called this out, did we not? Based on, what the VIX has done in the past couple of months. Notice how we got into the mid-30s again. And I said, be careful, guys, because the VIX has topped in the mid-30s to almost 40 4 times in the past couple of months. And then lo and behold, we did it again. The VIX topped, right in the mid-30s. And if you were buying stocks when the VIX was in the mid-30s, you're up a lot right now, obviously depending on what stocks you were buying. But look at SPY in just the past couple of weeks. Well, not weeks. I mean, this has just been a couple of days in a row here. But let's say you bought 2-3 weeks ago into SPY at 385, 390, heck, even 395, even 400. Wherever you bought, you would be up right now because SPY is now trading at 415. So from the 380 low, SPY is now up 9%, up to 415 roughly, and Triple Q is right around, let's see here, now it's at 308. And it bottomed at about 280 just about a couple of days ago, about a week ago. And now, again, it's up to what, 308? That is a 10% move. And I covered this in my previous video when I talked about the Dow. The Dow is now breaking the 8-week streak, losing streak, which was the longest streak since 1923. We covered that in my previous video. That is clearly a long time ago, almost a century ago, guys. So we're noticing crazy runs off the lows here across all the indexes right now, and it's about dang time because we've been in this killer downtrend for weeks on a row. I mean, did I not just say 8-week losing streak, guys? It's been a wild ride. So now this is truly the moment of truth for Triple Q, SPY, and quite frankly, the entire markets when it comes down to from a technical perspective. Because look, here on the 4-hour chart, notice how throughout the entire sell-off pretty much, especially these past couple of weeks, and even before that, in January, February, the 180 SMA here has been a big level of resistance. We got hit there a couple weeks ago, months ago, pretty much all this year, other than that run-up that we saw in March. If you guys can see here, in March, we ran up for just 2-3 weeks, not even 3 weeks, and we did momentarily get above the 180 SMA. But other than that, this whole year, we've been under that, right? So this point where we are right now at 310 is pivotal, guys. If we end up getting buying pressure through that point, I'm thinking 330 in the short term is where Triple Q could explode to, which means, who knows, maybe just maybe, we had an 8-week losing streak. Now we just had a good week. Maybe we come back with another good week. Hey, if the markets rip again next week, guys, Triple Q breaks 310. Do not be surprised if we do end up somewhere in the 320, 330 ballpark. Maybe not next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. I'm just speaking, hypothetically here at this point. And mind you, on Monday, the markets are closed. It's Memorial Day, and it's my birthday, guys, if you happen to care about that, which half of you guys probably don't, and I don't blame you. So let's talk about what is going on with SPY now. And I do have these jellies right here that are tempting me. I'm looking at them. I keep glancing down. These are from Trader Joe's. Can you guys see them? These are freaking amazing. You can just tell, right? I just want to eat these so bad right now. But I'm going to wait till after this video. I'm going to reward myself because the markets were fantastic today, guys. Why not? And it's Friday, and the markets, although I don't like holidays because the markets are closed, but hey, it's a holiday weekend, and I don't want to say I don't like holidays. I do like holidays, obviously, but I wish the markets were open during holidays. That'd make them even better, right? So, yeah, triple Q 310, watch out for that level. SPY, let's pull SPY up, guys. It is right at 415 right now. 415, that was the triple bottom support from back in the end of February, early March. Also, it is right by the 180 SMA here. You heard that right around 415. So if we end up, and it looks like we're already above it, which is great, but if we get a clear-cut break above the 180 SMA, which again, we're slightly above it, but if we get a push through, let's say 417 on SPY, 416, which is where I'm going to put my alert, that is where buyers could really start kicking in. We get another week of green, SPY, boom, 430. I think that is where it could be going. So I'm not calling bottoms. That's one thing I want to make clear right now. I'm not calling bottoms. I was just looking at or watching CNBC literally 15 minutes prior to me filming this video, and I forget what guy was on there. I don't even know 95% of the people's names that go on there, except for obviously some names. I like Josh Brown. He's definitely my favorite CNBC dude, and he has his own podcast. I listen to that. And other than him, I don't really know many others on CNBC, but there was this guy to the point here that was like, the host asked him, was Thursday the bottom? I think Thursday was where we hit that point, or whatever day it was where we hit that low point. And the guy was like, you can tell, and you guys probably, maybe some of you saw this, you can tell he was talking out of his you-know-what. The guy was like, yes, I believe Thursday was the bottom or something like that. And I'm just like, come on, man. You don't know if Thursday was the bottom or if 380 on SPY was the bottom, or if you don't know where the bottom is. We're still technically in a bear market. I mean, we are. And there's potentially worsening things on the horizon here. Inflation hasn't come down yet. The Fed is still doing what the Fed's doing. They're being aggressive, raising rates. And if we get higher inflation in 2 months than expected, or maybe in a month from now, and the Fed's like, oh, we're going to have to crank up the rates even more, right? The markets are going to collapse. I mean, nobody knows where the bottom is. That's why I continue to just dollar cost average. Call me crazy, but for me, guys, I'm dollar cost averaging. All you guys in my Patreon know stocks that I've been buying recently, and a lot of those, yes, I bought at levels where I'm down on the position on certain lots, but on other lots, I'm up a lot. And, recently I bought PayPal. We'll talk more about PayPal here in a couple of minutes. I bought shares at $79.98. And now look at PayPal. It's at $85.35. Nice, right? Facebook, I bought shares at $176.70 roughly. And now look, it's almost $20 a share higher at $195. And for VOO, the S&P 500, my most recent buys were in the 350s, 351, 355, and that's just what you do. You gotta just, if you believe in a company long term and you want to obviously own the S&P 500 long term, you just buy. You buy. And with individual stocks, it's a little bit different. I don't want to say you buy blindly on individual stocks, but for ETFs, you literally can just buy blindly, if you want to call it that, every week, and then look in 20 years and have a lot of money, 30 years, and you'll be able to retire, right? But with individual stocks, it's a little bit different. You don't want to just blindly buy any stock you see, because you got to look at the valuation, run numbers, and see what the business is all about before you do that. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here, but overall, yeah, I've been dollar cost averaging. Again, I picked up PayPal, Facebook, picked up VOO. I picked up VOT. That's another one, mid-cap growth, and I got this one a couple of days ago. I added more at about 180 or something like that. So I'm just buying. I'm not going too crazy, but I am spreading my money throughout different stocks, different ETFs. I'm being diversified, or at least I think I am. VXUS is one that I also own because I've looked at history, guys, and typically when, let's say, the U.S. market underperforms, which I'm not saying it's going to, but let's say it will or it does over the next 10 years, VXUS could be, it will overperform, or what's the word? Outperform. I'm mixing my words here, guys. International stocks typically do well when the U.S. market's underperforming, right? Kind of. That's the strategy I have right now in a nutshell. I mean, there's more to it than that, but in like a 2-minute review, I'm just trying to be really diversified right now. I'm buying a bunch of different individual stocks, VOO, VOT for mid-cap, VXUS for international, and there's more, but I don't want to go too deep into that right now. So yeah, let's dive into some other stocks, guys. If you're all finding value in the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to get your free money for Moomoo if you haven't done so already. You literally have couple more days till the end of May here to get 5 stocks each up to $2,500, and you also get a free share of Twitter if you deposit at least $2,000. But don't worry, if you don't want to put that much money in, you could just put $100 in, and you get your up to 5 stocks each up to $2,500, and you could take the money out after. It's not like Moomoo has your money now for good. You could take the money out if you want, and you keep the free money. And if you want 6 stocks from Webull, that also runs out at the end of May. Use my link down below. Get your free stocks right now. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's get into some other stocks here. ADSK, Autodesk, or is that not the name of the stock? It is, right? Yeah, Autodesk is up 10% today, and it's finally starting to break out of a multi-month downtrend. Look at this. This stock has been getting hit day after day, week after week, month after month, 335 to 255. It just recently hit 173. And yesterday, I think after the bell, or was it this morning? Yeah, it was yesterday after the bell. They reported earnings, and they did pretty well. EPS $1.43 versus $1.34. Estimated revenue $1.17 billion versus $1.15 billion estimated. So double beat for Autodesk. Not too bad. Now it's up 10%. And look at that. It is breaking the downtrend finally, and also trading at a multi-week high. So let's see if this continues the movement, guys. That's what I'm looking at in terms of, kind of more as a momentum play. And talk about momentum plays. Look at AMC. Did I not call this out in my previous video? It is now up 17%. And I think when I covered it last video a couple of hours ago, it was up 5%, 7%, something like that. So I told you all, and you probably know this, but I'll say it here. These stocks, these meme stocks, it seems like move in waves. We had GameStop go ballistic recently, and it's up 6%, so still doing pretty well. And by no means am I saying GameStop, the rally's over, but this cooled off, or rather, it got hot initially a couple days ago, cooled off, and then AMC today took off when it was cool. When AMC wasn't doing much 3 days ago, right? So it's like they're moving in waves, but at the same time, though, they're up at the same time, if that makes any sense, right? But it looks like we got the buying pressure in GameStop first. It cooled off a bit. Money went to AMC. AMC popped, and who knows? Now maybe GameStop will run up after profit taking on AMC. I don't know. But we are approaching a big resistance now, 15 to 17 bucks. You got to be careful there, guys. But if we do end up breaking, there could be a big move ahead on AMC. AMD, let's pull this up. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, is up over 3% on the day today, and now look at where it's about to close, right around 105, or more like 102, 103, depending on where it does go into the close here, as we do have 25 minutes left until the end of the day. But it looks like next week, it's going to be one worth watching around 105, 110, because we're now starting to break out of this downwards channel. We're already above the moving averages. We already have a golden cross. Let's just see if we can start getting above 110 bucks. Airbnb is another one, and probably the last one for this video, guys. I don't want to be too long in this video. Airbnb is currently up 5%, and I mentioned this. This kind of looks like Tesla, the chart that is, guys. Look at the chart. It kind of looks like Tesla, kind of looks like Apple, which we nailed that call out. Apple's now, it almost hit 150 earlier in the day. Airbnb is very similar, right? It's slightly breaking out, of that 50 moving average, and it's pretty much one step away from full-on breakout, in my opinion, if it's able to break the highs from the middle of May, about $124 a share. So my alert is right there. And maybe 132 is going to be a sticking point as well, so I'll put an alert there. Mark is at or above 130, as 130 was support throughout January into March. So watch out for a break above 130 for Airbnb, 120, then 130, and then we'll see what it does from there. And the last one, like I mentioned, guys, PayPal. I want to come back to this one. PayPal is doing well today, up 5.7%. And when it comes to the businesses out there, I think PayPal is not extraordinarily undervalued quite yet here. It's obviously way more undervalued than it was a year or two ago. But for it to be a bargain basement value, I think $50 to $60 a share. But for me, like I said, I bought more at $79.98 to be exact. I think it is what it was, right around $80. That was a good spot for me to nibble a little bit more. Now, if we are still in a bear market, if we do end up getting a huge dump again, which is still possible, PayPal starts going under 75, starts going under 70 into the 60s, that's where I'd probably load the boat on PayPal, no kidding. And maybe make it, right now PayPal is not a top 5 individual stock holding for me. Google is, Facebook is, Disney is, what are the other ones? Apple, I forget the fifth one, but it might be the fifth one. If PayPal starts getting to those levels I mentioned, I'm going to need to be adding more to it, because look at their revenue growth, guys, and look at their profitability. They make a lot of money. They're profitable. Top line is growing 20, 25% some years, 15% other years, and obviously it's not going to grow like that forever into the future, but 10% growth for the next 5 years on a what's the word here? Conservative, maybe not really conservative, but a medium, moderate case, I think it's possible. Maybe if you want to be really conservative, 8% growth, 6-7% growth, I think it's possible. So for PayPal, bring it on. I want to buy more. And with that being said, guys, I guess that's it. I'll wrap the video up. Make sure to smash that like button if you found value, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo and from Webull, link down below. That runs out in a couple of days here at the end of May. So get on that. And make sure to join my Patreon if you want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning videos, plus more. Everything I'm doing in real time, that's on Patreon, link down below, or go to StockSurfS.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.